Yes, I give thanks. The great mother of mothers, holy Omega I, has returned. Great Mama Amma, she is here, her presence is here, and she is speaking to her children. Give thanks. She is wisdom. She is understanding. You already know. Now, excuse me. The subject matter is the Sodomite agenda and gender confusion. I hope that you're watching these segments in order, and I hope that you watch the introduction, the introduction to this before we start to pick up the pace on this subject matter. I really need you to do that because, like I said, we're going through degrees. I don't want to move too fast. Now, the laws of the universe are extremely strict. The law of cause and effect is extremely strict. And the laws of the universe, or what they call the universe, or the you and I verse, these laws has no bias. They show no favoritism towards any tribe, race, group, or set. These laws of the universe are universal, and they don't care if you're black, white, yellow, green, or whatever. Only humans and Homo sapiens. I guess everyone's a homo if you're a Homo sapien. I'm just playing with you guys. I have to make sure everyone's paying attention. Now, this sodomite agenda is real. Now, I said before in previous reasoning sessions that I don't like to spend the time talking about conspiracies, because the more that you indulge and give these conspiracies energy, the more you make them manifest. So they use you and your mentalism, and they use you to use the utilize the law of attraction to make these conspiracies come to life. They always use us to sign off on the agreement. Now, yes. Now, if you didn't watch the introduction, I said before that there is an agenda to feminize and masculinize the youth. See? But the average, typical, everyday bisexual or homosexual does not have an agenda to make others like them. So this is not an attack on your average homosexual or whatever. I say that because coming from the Rastafari vibration, there has been a lot of tension between the Rasta community and the Sodomite community. And so I'm here trying to put aside my ego for a little bit so that I can reason with you and not sound like an angry black man, you know? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being an angry black man. I just intentionally like not to sound like an angry black man because there are so many people who are disseminating information, and they're angry. And I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm just saying I want to not sound like every other I don't want to sound like every other angry black man that you ever heard, because then I get lost in the midst of everyone else you ever heard. See? Now, and I'm not here saying that I'm not angry. See, I'm still trying to walk that middle path. You already know. Now, in the introduction, we spoke about the return of the mother goddess and how everyone was trying to prophesy about how this mother goddess or divine feminine energy, whatever you want to call it, was supposed to return to this planet around 2012. Then you have brothers, big ups to brother Sanchez, who has done extremely brilliant scholarly work on explaining how this mother goddess has returned, and how and when it returned in 2017. Excuse me, 2017. Now, let me clear my throat. God damn. Anyway, that was a joke, and I was like literally trying to clear my throat. But anyway, at this time, if you was to Google the word transvestigation, you may stumble across some information that will probably blow your mind and have your circuits going crazy. But at this time, there has been a lot of light shined upon this whole transvestigation thing, stemming from the exposure of who they call Michael or Michelle Obama. Seen? And from this exposure, people started investigating into other individuals. And, now a lot of people are investigating. This has now become a household word, transvestigation. Seen? Which I think at this time is very interesting, because this is a very sensitive subject matter, and this reasoning session is not even about transvestigation. It's but we're going to get into that, and it's all going to tie together. I just want you to reason with me and walk with me and have a little patience. 'Cause I know you be like, damn man, will he get to the meat of the... I know. I'll be like that too sometimes, listening to others. But listen, so I stated many times before that, yes, the goddess energy has returned, and brothers, my brothers, and not just black brothers, brothers worldwide have embraced the goddess energy in the wrong way, because this return had to be counteracted, seen? And of course, you already know the goddesses was going to receive the goddess energy. They're already goddesses, seen? Before the brothers to receive and embrace the goddess energy, they had to counteract that return, seen? And the world may have been waiting for a male deity to return. But like I used to always say years ago, what if Jesus was to return as a woman? They would reject her. Now, give thanks to Un Amatu, also known as Amma, seen? The mother of mothers, holy, Omega I. You already know. Rastafari. So, there's been a lot of tension between the Sodomite community and the Rastafari community. And if anybody ever listened to Sizzler, Buju Banton, or any, hardcore reggae music, it gets extreme. But I am here to remind you, not even teach you, but that it was the Rastafari movement that was the very first, I would say, movement that was exposing this sodomite agenda in the first place. I've traveled through many schools of thought. I haven't went through them all, but when it's dealing with the red, black, and green, I've went through many different schools of thoughts attached to that red, black, and green umbrella, and there's many of them. So I went through the Moorish science schools, and you know what I mean. So I've traveled around the red, black, and green, but I understand that it was the Rastafari school of thought that told them a long time ago about the sodomite agenda. See, Rasta told them all a while about this thing, and them just now to wake up to it, So back in the day, the Rastaman them was angry, They didn't know what to do about this thing because they had this feeling inside that they knew that the sodomite them was trying to take over the world, but they didn't know what to do, so them just lash out in anger. You know what I mean? So, I'm not saying that's right. I'm not here to say that that's wrong. I'm just here to reason on why. I like to get to the why more than the wrong and the right, excuse me. Get a little tongue tied sometimes. But anyway. So at the same time, I must remind those who might be coming from the red, black, and green, or one of these different schools of thoughts, or just a true organic man, because being an organic man is actually becoming obsolete, and we are being replaced with the synthetic man. You already know. And they are trying to manipulate it so that the organic man is not even in demand anymore, and they will want and desire the synthetic man, if they even desire a man in the first place. The power of the yoni is so strong that even women are magnetically attracted to the yoni. Like, forget the man. I want the yoni myself. So this energy is very deep at this time, and is a very sensitive subject matter. But yes, we all know as men that yes, the yoni is a magnetic vortex. See? And we know at the center of this particular center of this universe, at the center, or the magnetic North Pole. That's why I got a piece of hematite there. You see that hematite? What happens when you put a magnet to hematite? Yes, man. Bang. The green light is in the center of the North Pole. But anyway, I said that 1,000 times. That's not this subject matter, but I'm here to tell you that this is just a counteraction of the goddess energy. But it will be counteracted. What I say is, don't turn into a pillar of salt trying to put a band-aid on Babylon. See, if you look at Pompeii, Italy, when the volcano went off in Pompeii, Italy, it covered them in ashes, and the people were frozen in time like statues. They turned into a pillar of salt. So Pompeii, Italy, or those same Romans who came to try to invade Ethiopia, they turned into a pillar of salt, literally. You know, behind every allegory, there is a truth. Even though the allegory may be based off the mythos is based off of the reality, as above as there is below. You are now in tune on the One, the Force itself, and we are going to dig deeper into the subject matter a little later. You already know.